Well, it's that time of the year again. I can smell the albondigas and the chorizo in my nostrils because we're only weeks away from heading to Barcelona for Mobile World Congress. I'm here with James Crawshaw from Heavy Reading, who's also heading south, as we are doing, from the UK, for the annual zoo and greatest concentration of mobile eggheads in the annual calendar for Mobile World Congress. So, James, in your areas of focus, what are you expecting to be, the hot topics of conversation with the people that you're meeting at the show?
Well, the overarching theme this year is limitless intelligent connectivity. And
can we call it LIC?
Yeah, I think that could be the acronym for the year. Although you have to think up a K. And of course, limitless connectivity is great from the
knowledge
consumer's perspective, and knowledge too. But providing limitless connectivity is obviously a bit of a challenge for operators. So I think rather than limitless connectivity, it's more about limitless intelligence, making the connectivity...
Limitless in what sense?
The connectivity?
Yeah.
Well, unlimited data bundles, for example.
I see.
That's typically still how a lot of mobile packages are being sold, which isn't a very intelligent way, let's say, to sell your product, your service in an unlimited bundle. So new pricing strategies could be one area where operators look to differentiate and extract more value from their network, particularly as they move from the first version of 5G, which still uses the traditional 4G core, to the standalone 5G that uses a 5G core and can take advantage of some new capabilities in terms of charging, for example. So it's more the intelligence side of the connectivity that I think.
So smarter business models, is that what it's about?
Putting together big data, AI, providing better customer experience, upselling additional services, or reusing the data that operators have got on their customers in new innovative ways. For example, providing information to retail planners about where to build the next store based on footfall, looking at usage of mobile phones.
So the operators and in fact the industry is very good at talking about these kind of things. Do you think they're going to be any good at actually doing anything about it?
It's a big, well-established industry, and to try and grow any of these new initiatives is always a challenge. So I think they have to look to partners, systems integrators, industry specialists, and they often do get relegated to the role of the connectivity provider, the pipe, if you like. But it's about being there. It's about engaging with industry and looking for new opportunities. It's all incremental. Nothing's going to double the size of the industry overnight, but it could be another few percentage points of growth that the industry is desperately in need of. So that's one aspect.
Number one, LIC. Number two.
Well, I think if there's another buzzword, another new industry term that you're going to be picking up,
and we need some more
hearing about this year, it's Industry X.
Industry X.
So you may be familiar with Industry 4.0, which is something that's I think came out of the German tech forums, looking at marrying some of the latest technologies with traditional industry and manufacturing. Well, Industry X is kind of leapfrogging from that in a similar way to the way that Apple took its iPhone from the 8 to the X and abandoned number 9. We're going from 4.0 to Industry X overnight.
Why? Who came up with this?
Well, Accenture. I think is the inventor of this term, Industry X.0, but now abbreviated to Industry X. And essentially, again, it's about melding lots of different technologies, blockchain, AI, 3D printing, whatever, quantum computing, perhaps that could be thrown into the mix as well.
Wowza.
And looking to revitalize industries, make them more efficient, and operators.
And I guess there's a tie-in here then with the potential for 5G and Wi-Fi 6 and private networks to help bring all this together. It's all part of this mix, I take it.
Yeah, that would be the operator's angle. That they're looking to enable industry to become more effective, more efficient, connecting up workers within manufacturing plants, robots, and connecting them and their sensors back to central systems to make it all run more efficiently. So Industry X, I think, is
I'll
going to be
keep my ear out for Industry X.
Industry theme. And then, not a new theme, but I think a topic that's going to be more widely discussed this year, because 5G, to some extent, I wouldn't say it's done, but...
Please don't say that.
But the technology is being
4G
deployed.
isn't done yet.
It's being rolled out. So what operators are looking for are new applications, and the exciting application area is edge computing, I think. That plays to the advantage that operators have in terms of their real estate footprint, central offices and other cabinets all around the country, where small computing capacity could be located to allow consumers or enterprises to offload computing capacity. And so we've seen some initiatives in that area. So last year, I think CenturyLink in the summer talked about an initial customer that was looking to use edge compute rather than processing, I think it was video data on site. They would let that be processed in CenturyLink's data centers and remote locations. And by doing so, that allowed them to it took away the need to deploy their own infrastructure, their own computing capabilities at all of their retail sites, and also it saved them having to send all of that video traffic to a central source in the cloud. So it's a cost-saving opportunity.
There's lots of kind of examples here and there of these kind of things happening, but is there anything in particular in 2020 that you think is going to move things along or reignite it? I have to say, during 2019, I heard a lot of repetition around the topic of edge.
Nothing I can identify that's going to be a significant
I agree with you.
catalyst
It's going to
in
be
its
an
own
incredibly
right.
hot topic at MWC. What would be really exciting, of course, is that if somebody actually announced something at scale and or announced something that actually moves the needle in this industry. So we saw some really interesting tests and examples like last year, like the augmented reality gaming that Deutsche Telekom had on its stand. But taking those kind of things out into the real world is a different matter.
Yeah. Well, I think
maybe the South Koreans can help us, though.
Potentially. And then, of course, always the public cloud providers, they're very interested in this opportunity as well.
Absolutely.
Amazon Outpost, for example.
Equinix is acquiring Packet, which is a very interesting move in taking...
Yeah. And data center
the
companies,
edge,
they've got lots of infrastructure
Yep.
dotted around the country as well. So it's not a slam dunk for the operators. They do have to compete with existing edge compute type companies.
Again, it all comes down to intelligent operations, doesn't it? Understanding what is where, how it will work, and how you can make money out of it.
Exactly, and how to market it as well, which is key, and something that operators do reasonably well in terms of marketing to consumers. On the B2B side, perhaps that's where they need to improve their game.
Okay, so LIC, Industry X, and Edge will be looking out for all of those. Finally, James, when you go to Barcelona for Mobile World Congress, or any other time, of course, what is your food of choice?
My food of choice, I would have to say it's those wonderful Spanish omelettes. I can't get enough of them.
A tortilla. You're a tortilla man.
I'm a tortilla man all over.
All right, excellent.
With a glass of red wine.
Oh, of course. Vino Collapso. Yeah.
Look forward to it.
Okay. All right, James. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Ray.